Hello, and guess what? I've come to Porlock Weir today. I've just parked here in the public car park and we're heading off on a circular walk. We've been here for a couple of days now and the weather's been absolutely beautiful, but today it's a little bit grayer and overcast. There's a bit of a chill in the air, a bit of a breeze, but that's okay because I think we're going to be climbing uphill quite a lot and we're going to get a bit of a sweat on, so I think we'll appreciate the cooler weather. Oh, I'm just feeling the first bits of rain. Well, isn't it beautiful here? There's EXMOOR glass there, but I mustn't get carried away because I need to film this in another video, Boat Shed Museum. Hopefully tomorrow morning we'll come and have a look around there. So the walk that we're about to embark on is called the Culbone Church and Fairytale Tunnels walk. Look, look, I see a sign, public footpath, Culbone. I think the whole walk is like 5 miles-ish, something like that, isn't it? How long's the walk? 5.6, right? 5.6 miles, and it's starting with up, and from what I've heard, most of it is up. But we'll find out. We're going to find out how hard it is. It's like, on one thing I read it said it was challenging, but then it said it's a gradual ascent. Well, it's not very gradual looking yet, is it? No. But we should get some good views, because when you go up high you get good views, don't you, generally? Oh, we're coming up to a field. Oh, we're going to go through a gate. Look, there we are. My other half is in charge of navigation.
Right onto the lane, look out for the bridleway on the other side of the road.
I don't know if you heard any of that. But anyway, I printed off the instructions from the internet. I'll leave a link to my printout if you like, so you can download it too if you're interested. Yeah, so he's got it, because he's much better at navigating than me.
Well, you say that, but I'm not sure we have...
Oh, that wind's coming up again. The problem with one hand when you're filming, so it's a bit awkward getting the gates open. It smells kind of herbaceous, I would say.
Well, it's nettly, isn't it?
Nettly, yeah, the nettle smell. I mean, I would never want to get my nose that close to a nettle to sniff it, to be quite honest. It is a nice smell, yeah.
If it's not nettle, it's what likes to live with nettle.
We were self-doubting that we'd come on at the right place, but it does seem to have the sign for the footpath. So I'm assuming we did, and if we didn't, I think we'll link up with where we are supposed to be. So it hasn't been too killer steep yet, apart from the initial stairs. We've been quite flat, but we're just coming to a little fork in the road now, or path, whatever you want to call it, and it's starting to go a little bit hilly, like this much. It's not too bad, is it? We've very shortly come to a very identifiable part of this walk, Public Bridleway, which is up there, and the instructions say turn left at the Public Bridleway and go up the hill for 3/4 of a mile. So that's what we're gonna do. Well, we've been up the bridleway a little way and it's, you know, making us a bit warm. And we've reached a little sort of junction, would you say, or like a Y thing, but that's saying private land, no right of way, quite emphatically. So most definitely it's going to be this way. More uphill, I'm afraid. So we've been going up this bridleway, both getting very hot. I've stripped off, I've lost the hat. Well, I haven't lost it, put it in the bag. The hat's come off, the jumper's come off, the coat's come off, it's all in my rucksack. And we reached this kind of Y shape. And I was really confused. We were like, well, it says a T-junction, follow the bridleway until you reach a T-junction. Well, this is not a T-junction. And then I noticed to the side of it, this sign. So bridleway, clearly that way. The other way, no right of way. And I'm quite pleased about that because look, it's uphill. So let's go that way. My boyfriend has gone up ahead. I have got a companion with me here today, my boyfriend. If you're new to my channel, I call him IB, which stands for Invisible Boyfriend, because he's real, but he doesn't like to be on camera. So you won't see him, but you'll probably hear him. Well, annoyingly, I got hungry. I haven't actually had lunch yet. I don't know what time it is, but we went and bought walking boots this morning, actually. Not for me, for my other half, and haven't had lunch. So I'm having a bit of a sandwich, just half, to keep me going for the next bit. I seem to get shaky legs if I don't eat enough, you know. Oh, thank goodness. I came to a flat a bit. Oh yeah, it's been quite steep, but it's okay. We're still standing. We're still alive. Well,
I can't believe you're right up there is a farm.
We've stopped for a little rest, although we don't need to because it's actually quite flat at this bit. Well, we set a load of dogs off barking because there's a building right in front of us. I'm not sure how well you can make it out through the trees. Can you make out the sweat on my brow? My other half's just had a quick map check. We still haven't reached that T-junction yet. Every time I talk it sets the dogs off. Okay, I'm going. This way. The boyfriend's just disappeared off down there. Ooh, T-junction. We might have dinner in the pub later. We're kind of thinking about it, contemplating. We're going to see how we feel when we get to the end of it, because we've no idea like how arduous this is going to be. We went to the pub last night, went to the Ship Inn actually, and had a pint, and we were chatting to the barman there, and he says he's walked it. He said, oh, it's steep. We said it's not too bad, he managed it, but he did say, yeah, it was quite hard work. He did it in army boots, he said, and managed it, so it's okay. And when we went to buy the boots this morning, the guy in the shop, I said, have you done the walk? And he said, yeah, it's okay, but it is steep. So here we are, finding out for you how doable it is. Oh, that's pretty, isn't it? Oh, so nice. I don't mind taking things a bit slowly though. Like my boyfriend, he's shot off ahead at the moment. But no, I quite like to take a lot of stops to look around at the scenery. I think it's quite pleasant. Certainly sort of things you don't see when you don't get off road, you know. Well, we've come to another junction and we can see which way to go, look, because Culbone Hill is where we're headed towards, which is that way. Bye bye boyfriend, he's disappeared. Wait, come back. So it seems the next leg of this walk is paved. As you can see, it's really easy to walk on. It was a bit slopey, but it's flattened out now, which is why I've got the camera out now to talk to you. We've come to a bit of a junction here. There's a signpost there and there's a road up that way, and according to our written instructions, that's the way we have to go for about 1.5 miles. There's a little signpost at the side of the road here, and it's that one. We're away into that 1.5 mile stretch now. It's just going up and up and up and up. I'm not joking, and every so often it's icy flipping blast of wind is coming, and even he's cold, and he never gets cold, but even he's been getting cold. This is the view ahead, more up. But we're starting to get to the point where you can't really sit now. Over there, you can see the estuary. Basically, it's very nice.
Aberthorpe Power Station.
Aberthorpe Power Station, all glinting in the sunlight. I don't know if this camera's picking it up because it's got a very wide angle lens on it, but I can see it. There's like sun glinting off it. Yeah. Oh my goodness, it keeps going up and up. This is like a walk we did the other week actually. If you're a regular viewer of the channel, you might remember our skirrid walk. Well, it's like that. But look at the view though, look how far we've come up from the sea. We were literally at sea level earlier. There's more up, like literally every time we think we've reached the top, we look up and there's another higher bit further on. It's just been happening and happening. So, right, on we go. Is that a random bath? It is a random bath. Just at the roadside, how bizarre. So the reason I've got my camera out is because, as you can see, we're at a junction. We came up from that way with the coast to that side of us. I'm rubbish at left or right, I'm just going to say it's that way. This is the sign. We've got some lovely bins here, and we've got this sign here which is reassuring us that we are actually on the path. Porlock Weir is 1.5 miles by road that way, the toll road, and the instructions basically say we go up there, we've got to pass these 2 farms. Let's go over there and see what they're called because I've forgotten. One of them's Ash. Okay, so it's Yarna Farm and Cottage that way and Ash Farm that way, but we've got to pass them both, so we're going that way. My other half has gone on ahead to not be in shot. It looks like there would ordinarily be a gate to go through, but it's open on this occasion. Okay, so we've just come to another junction here. That obviously leads into a field, so we're assuming that's not the way. Ash Farm is clearly signposted as that way, and it says private, so it's definitely not that way. So we're going to continue on this road here. And oh look, in fact, it says Coleridge Way, which is what we're on. And it's a little diddy car track, look, with no passing places. Well, not this bit anyway. Oh my gosh, we're going downhill, we're going downhill. I'm so pleased about that. Yeah, we just passed some walkers and, you know, they were quite a bit our senior, I would say, and they were just calm as anything. Caps on to keep the sun out of their eyes, not that there is any today, but you know, you can still get burnt on an overcast day, can't you? So they just climbed all the way up here as well. They just didn't look phased at all. So we don't, I mean, I walk a lot, but I don't do mountain walking. I tend to just walk to get from place to place a lot because I don't drive. My other half doesn't walk a lot. You know, we've been a bit, you know, hot and sweaty, and we've had to stop and get our breath back on a few occasions, but so far it's been okay. It's been okay, but it has been uphill almost all the way up until this point, I will say. I've stopped to show you something. Look at that lovely blue sea. Wow, I mean, it's the Severn. Actually, it's the estuary, but it looks like a sea. I just rounded a bend and my boyfriend he's just here waiting for me. And I was like, oh, picnic bench. Oh, goody. It's like we needed somewhere to sit down and have lunch. And then I was like, picnic picnic bench in private property. Won't be having lunch there then. Oh, he's just wandered out of view behind the hedge. There we are. I can film you where we are. This is Parsonage Farm actually, which is private property, but we're going to go past Parsonage Farm. There's a speed limit. Well, I can tell you what, there's no danger of me walking faster than that. I'm blinking knackered. Look at those long chimneys again. Now, my boyfriend thinks it might be to do with the thatched roofs, but we'd love your input on this. Are they so tall because of the thatched roof? I mean, that one isn't obviously a thatched roof, but we're just wondering they might be extra prone to fire. We did see a thatched cottage with all the roof burnt out, and I think it's quite fresh as well. It was near Porlock Weir actually, and you could smell it, and the 2 houses in a row, like the roof was completely burnt, so it was quite sad to see. I didn't film it because I thought, it's somebody's, you know, they probably don't want it featured on a YouTube video. But speaking of smells actually, can you hear that strimming? Somebody's mowing, and there's a lovely fragrance of freshly mown grass. We got a strimmer back there, strimming away, there's ear defenders on. We've most definitely found our way into beautiful views territory now, haven't we? My other half is up ahead chatting to another couple of walkers with a dog on a lead. All happy smiles. Hey, see, they've got sun hats on as well, unlike us. I left mine in the house. I just brought my woolly one because I thought it was going to be cold. Okay, now the walker said to look in the shed because there's a surprise in there. It's books. Oh, there's a scary skull. Whoa. And St. Gabriel lurking there. Yeah, books.
Poetry, actually.
Poetry, is it? Well, all of it.
Well, I don't know.
That's about tapestry there.
The first couple I saw were poetry.
I was expecting an art installation or something. It was a big build-up. Oh, well, anyway, it was kind of pleasant, wasn't it?
Bench and have a little read.
The owner came along. The owner came along there when I was vlogging, and I think I was saying it was an anticlimax or something, and I was expecting an art installation. He's like, oh, go in, yeah, you're welcome, have a look. He said he's most welcome for people to drop books off there as well if they want to, or maybe do a little swap. I think he said he wants to hang on to the poetry books though. But yes, if you've got a book, you can leave it in there, a little surprise. Invited us to sit on the bench there and take in the scenery and contemplate life. So we're walking along this lovely flat tarmac path now, and look at that lovely view that we've got to the right of us. It is the estuary with Wales over the other side, and it's just lovely. We've got a lovely sea breeze coming up. I say lovely, it is a bit chilly. I'm filming this right at the end of May. It's literally June the 1st tomorrow, so there's your bearing on the time of year. We've just reached another little kind of junction here, so I thought I'd point it out. We're heading towards Culbone Church, or Culbone, however you pronounce it. That's in 3/4 of a mile. I apologise for any wind noise, it's very windy. We've just reached another sort of junction point. I'm trying to read the writing. Is it Lilcombe Farm or Pilcombe? Lilcombe, I'm not sure. It's very stylised, whatever that is. Whatever that farm is, we've reached it. And right here by the hedge, we've got some signposts. We want the public footpath to Culbone Church, which is 1/2 mile, apparently, which is through this gate here. So that's where we're headed to. We're going actually downhill for a bit now, so since we got to the top where that sort of bookcase thing was, it's been easy going. It requests to please shut the gate afterwards. How does this work then? Oh, lift. Yep, there we are. It means to get my foot under it, lift it up, there we are. Yeah, pretty little path ahead. I've rejoined my boyfriend, I've caught up with him. Old Speedy there. He says I've got lovely red rosy cheeks. Let's see if I have.
Yeah.
I've got red rosy cheeks. Yeah. It's a little bit more sheltered here, as he points out, the wind's dropped. We're thinking that we're probably halfway through actually, because I noticed on that signpost that it said 2.5 miles back to Porlock Weir. So I think we're about halfway through. I was just saying, I was just flashed by, I feel like we just left the car park, and the other half said, no it doesn't, or something like that, didn't you? He didn't agree anyway. But we're coming to the church soon. We've got a picnic packed, so we're going to make that our picnic point. Is that the way?
That's the way to the church.
Oh!
Then I think
yes.
we come back.
Yeah, footpath and Culbone Church. You can only reach this by the footpath. You can't get there by car. It sort of makes the walk even more special. That literally, that's the only way you can see it. I just stopped to chat to a lady walker. She was puffing and panting. She said, oh, it's all been uphill. So she's doing this route, but in the opposite direction to us. So she started at a different point that we're going to come out of, obviously. Oh, there's some more walkers up ahead. Hiya. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so it sounds like it's the same in reverse. Like, we're going to be going downhill probably all the way now, I'm guessing, and she's going to be going down all the way. So I was reassuring her it was going to come a nice flat bit and then it would be all downhill from there in a good way, which doesn't sound very positive, does it? Oh, look where we're walking. This is unbelievably beautiful, isn't it? A real special kind of route. We've just come past a house. There was a sign saying you're crossing private land, so please respect the privacy of the people who live here, which is why I have not filmed it. But we're just coming through a little archway, just waiting for my other half to go out of shot. He's going through the gate at the bottom. Oh, gone. Yeah, so we're going through here. I just want to get the milestones in for you, so you know, the landmarks, I should say, really. So if you want to do this, you'll know you're on the right track, won't you? Oh, I think that farm that I couldn't read the name of, I think it was Silcombe Farm. Anyway, look what is here. Ha ha ha! We've reached it. We've reached our little goal. The smallest church in England, and we're about to go in through the gate. And here it is. Look, in front is the entrance. I should go back a bit, get the whole lot in. There we are. Just walking through the little churchyard here to the church. Does look pretty small, must admit. The obligatory ancient churchyard yew tree. Obligatory oldie worldy shoe scraper there for getting the mud off your shoes. There was quite the hubbub of chit chat coming from inside just now, but it seems to have quietened down. It's tiny.
We believe it's got no electricity at all.
Oh, right, okay. Oh, wow. Gas lights, is it? Yeah. Like paraffin or something, because there's no gas pipe, is it? Oh, wow. Hey. There's candles up there, yeah. Just walking up to the altar here. Oh, there is a little heater in the corner there, look. Do you see it? There's a big Bible there. We're trying to work out how old it is. There's the church organ there, that little tiny harmonium font. There's loads of people in here. We've just been having a little sit, really, and a rest after all that climbing. We've got the bell pools here, look. I'm not going to pull it, don't worry. Thank you. So there's a lovely little bench here. The other half is sitting on it already. So we're going to sit here and have a nosh. And for packed lunch, we've got yummy chili infused Mexicana cheese with some salad and a cheese topped roll. And you might be able to hear my other half next to me is having a good old munch on a packet of crisps, as I also will be shortly.
Ready?
All right, my darling other half has got the printout that I brought with us for some information about the church. So he's going to read it to you. Go for it.
Here we go. Long before Christianity reached these shores, Culbone was a centre for pagan worship. A community of monks was established here in the 5th century, and the first church was built on the site 2 centuries later, possibly with an anchorite cell attached. It is thought that parts of the current church, St. Bueno's, date back to Saxon times, although over the centuries it has been rebuilt and refenestrated
That's a
numerous
good word.
times.
I like that word. It means re-windowed. I had to ask because I didn't know. Fenestrated.
Nice, eh?
Ooh.
Very well, that's it.
Great, thank you. So according to our paper that we printed out, we go that way. And in fact, that's where the enormous group of people, there were about 9 of them. I don't know if they were a family of 9 or a group of 9, but I think they might have been a family. Anyway, they all went up that way together with their rucksacks. We're coming back up this way. It's pretty obvious. You can't go the other way because there's a chain across the road and some private property. There we are. That's the bench that we were sitting at to eat our sandwich. And there's that pretty little church. Over the bridge. Well, we've I had a really delightful walk through the woods. It's really, really nice. It's easy going now, and I'm just stopping to look at this amazing vista here. We've been walking through this beautiful wooded path. It's been quite undulating. It did have a little bit of a steep upwards, but now it's going back down again. But for the most part, it's been reasonably flat. The sun's been shining through, and we've just had kind of dappled sunlight, and it's been very pleasing on the whole. Got the sea on that side of us. A little bit rocky underfoot, you know, a little bit of loose surface material, so you've got to keep your wits about you, ideally. We've come to a little bit of a landmark or milestone. Look, only 3/4 of a mile left to go to Porlock Weir. Somebody's lost their cardie, unfortunately. How far? We're 1 mile away from the church that we were in. It was mostly fairly flat. It was a little bit uppy and downy. As you can see, that last little bit of ascent there was quite steep. It's pretty obvious which path to take because there's like a sign saying stop by there. We're going back this way now. Won't be long, we'll be back to Porlock Weir. We've reached a bit of a hairpin bend or two. There's a very steep descent here, and this is where I've got a feeling our toes might be, you know, rutting right up against the bottom of our shoes. So let's see how that goes. Here we go, down the old hairpins. Yeah, definitely feet shunting right to the front of the shoe there. That old phenomenon of which the barman was speaking last night in the ship inn. Yeah, this would definitely be quite a climb if you were going up this way. Definitely quite steep. Yeah, IB, my other half, was just saying he'd quite like to walk this the other way. I don't want to do it today, put it that way. My feet are starting to ache now and my legs. Been good though, isn't it? Yeah, been lovely for the views. And yeah, it is hard work, but it's not too bad. And it's not too long either. Right, excuse any dodgy lighting now as I'm going through the trees. But what I think about these steps is actually, if you're going down them, it is saving that phenomenon of the toes pushing against the edge of the shoes. But I'm also thinking as I'm going down these very steep steps, is that I'm really glad that we went the other way, because this would have been a killer start to the climb, to be fair. And we did see the faces of the people coming up the other way as well from it as well, and they looked wrecked, to be fair, but then probably we did as well, to a slightly lesser extent. Oh, blinking heck, that says landslide, keep out. Well, I certainly will. I don't want to be caught up in any landslides. I'm going this way. Oh, I'm jumping now. Look, that leaf came down. I thought it was a landslide about to come and land on my head. I'm like chicken licking, all nervous. Oh, claustrophobia alert. I forgot about the fairy tunnels. They were listed on the paper printout that we've been looking at, and I'm not sure if we just come to them. This is definitely not, like, I know, yeah, this is an arch, but my boyfriend's gone ahead and he says it's more of a tunnel ahead and he doesn't want to go through it. I said, is there an alternative route? And he didn't think so. He does not like to be in small spaces, especially dark ones. Anyway, let's see what there is. There it is. He seems to have gone through it unscathed. I just stood here and watched him go through. Looks all right to me. Not very long either. It's not dark. Oh, here comes the wind again. It's a kind of eerie light, actually. It's almost twilighty, but it's not. It's because of the dense foliage. I've just come out to this lovely view. Look at that. That is absolutely beautiful. The blue of that water. I've just come through that little archway there and found a thatched, sorry about the sun, a thatched toll road entrance. And here are the toll charges. Look, £2 for a car, £2 for a motorbike and £3 for a camper van. If toll keeper absent, put money through door slot and close gate, thank you. Sorry, no walkers, horses or bicycles. Please use nearby footpaths and bridleways. Ah, look, there's a little bell. Hey, we've just come along here now and that's the way we went up in the first place, look. So, what's the time? Oh, I don't know. 16:11. We've been 3 hours and 40 minutes, but we have had a couple of sit downs. Right opposite me here, I can see a sign on the holiday cottage of the Best of EXMOOR, which just brings me to tell you about them, because I have been actually put up for free to stay here to just do some vlogging in the area about things to do. So I want to say a big thank you to the Best of EXMOOR for putting us up in their own private accommodation, which has been absolutely second to none. We've loved it here. We've really enjoyed our stay. So thank you so much for that. And if anybody's interested in visiting the area and are looking for somewhere to stay, I'll put a link down in the description to look at their accommodation that they have for let, and you can see what's there. And there's one of them right there in front of me. I've seen lots of them as we've been out and about, and we have been getting out and about quite a bit, as you might notice. And if you haven't, go back and check my EXMOOR playlist. I'll link that in the description as well. We've come through the field, well, the edge of the field, and back to that original gate that we came through. Ooh, and squeeze of little bags. Back down towards Porlock Weir, the last bit. I'm feeling so proud and pleased of ourselves, honestly, because I'm feeling proud of us. because that was quite an effort. I'm pleased that we did it because we were daunted as we set off. We were wondering if we were maybe biting off more than we could chew, but we have chewed it and swallowed it. And we're feeling really pleased. A few more steps to go. Look, it's Porlock Weir. Oh, and the water looks all beautiful and glistening. Yeah, the water is in. It was right down when we were here the other night. We're going to get a coffee, aren't we? Because we have deserved it. Hello. Right, where's this cafe? We need coffee. I'd say it's there. Got little children down there on the pebbles with toys.
They must just be so gentle at tidal movement that they just settle back down again.
Yeah, got the little rowing boats bobbing up and down on the tide. We came here the other night and these were all, like, they were on these legs almost, these boats, weren't they? And they were absolutely perfectly aligned. And we were wondering if the water even came up this high because they just look so tidy. We were saying, well, if the water comes up, then they'll go back down all higgledy-piggledy, but they clearly don't. So, I don't know, that's like a mystery to me. Still breezy. You can see all the bunting flapping about. Just come past the end of the cafe building. There's a little bridge here that you can cross over. The Lock Gate Bridge. Should we just wander over it? Look at those thatched cottages over there, aren't they lovely? Oh, only one of them's thatched actually. Sorry, excuse me. Got some waves crashing on the shore over there. Oh, it's quite windy. Excuse me if there's any noise from the wind. This is what the cafe's got on offer. Today's specials. Oh, pastel de nata. Oh, I don't know. I'll have a little think. Not savoury because I've just really had a packed lunch not that long ago. We've ordered coffees and cakes.
Oh, man.
Oh, we deserve this, haven't we? Oh, I'm clumsy. I've ordered a pastel de nata to have with my flat white with soy milk. Oh yes, very much looking forward to that. What a lovely view. So happy. Oh, look what's come. There's my coffee. There's my other half's cake. A Queen Victoria cake and my pastel de nata. I love that. Thank you very much. Oops. Oh yes. So we're going back now and my hair is just, I don't know, it looks like, it's like Medusa or something with all the serpents all thrashing about. Anyway, thank you so much for watching today's video. If you did like it, please give the video a like. It really helps the channel to grow. Thanks again to the best of EXMOOR for putting us up for this lovely stay. Subscribe down below if you'd like to watch more videos from me. Hit the notification bell and all that, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!